I gushed off camera, but I'm gushing on camera too. You guys are bananas good in Thinestra. Did the two of you talk about sort of joining this film beforehand, since you would have to be playing off of one another, Michelle? Or did one of you bring the concept to the other and say, like, look, they've offered this to us and it would be so cool if we did it?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, thank you. Thank you for that. And for watching it. We were really excited about this role because we've never played the same person before. And we knew that it would be very intense. I know that, the subject matter is very intense. And we both knew that it would be difficult, but we had to do it.
Yeah.
Emotionally difficult. And we worked with a movement coach together. We were on set even when the other one was not working. So it was important that we saw there and we were there on set for like consistency and just consistency with the character. So,
Yeah, and I would say we both read the script at the same time, and we both immediately knew it would be a perfect role for us and a perfect twin role. So we always were like, this, it would now, then it was just about deciding who would do what.
yeah, it was deciding who exactly would do what. And luckily, I got less goop on me, but yeah,
Yeah,
Melissa
but
was covered.
it was so cool to finally play a role where we're the same person, like different versions of the same person, or different iterations of that person's like shame and feeling. That was a really cool experience to do this time.
Kind of a
Yeah,
twin thing as it is. Like I'm an identical twin, and like we have those things too, So it's kind of like a
that's
natural
fun.
No
slip.
way. You're an identical twin?
I am, but not
Wow.
as
That's so
not as close
cool.
as you and Michelle and Melissa are. You guys are like
Yeah.
doppelgangers. We're identical, but not mirror twins. And plus, I have really
Yeah.
long hair, and she has really short hair, so you can definitely tell us
Right,
apart. You
right.
guys are like, if you didn't have labels up here, I'd be like, which one is?
That's
Well,
good. That's good. We
that's
want to,
so cool you're a twin.
yeah,
That's
that's so cool.
awesome. So you
Twins
understand.
unite. So you get it.
Exactly.
And you get, that's really interesting because you get all the stuff about twin identities and also like being a twin and working in the same movie. And then all this time you're trying to fight and be like, well, I'm a different person. I'm just
Person, exactly.
totally
And here
unique
you are
person.
playing the same person.
Yes.
Totally.
It's
Yeah,
like the
It's
never.
antithesis of what we would normally do, but the
really
whole subject matter of disordered eating and body dysmorphia we really liked. And I think as twins, like I don't know if you had this, but like people comment on and compare our bodies or compare how we look or compare anything.
absolutely.
So you
Yeah.
live in context to another person and it's like, oh my God, it's
This was a dream
very,
role for you then, because you get to
yeah,
explore all those twin emotions
all
together.
the
Totally.
twin, all the
Totally.
twin emotions.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
identity is complicated when you're a twin. So it was
Absolutely.
cool to put something out there in the world that had to do with that.
Melissa, did they talk to you both about sort of where this character comes from and why she has this body dysmorphia, why she has this constant need for, validation as far as her appearance goes?
Right. I think as women, it can be, and all genders, it can be really impossible to ignore all of these messages we're getting all the time about the weight loss industry and about like being thin and like if you should, that should be the goal. That should always be the goal, and just getting all these messages that are toxic. So I think being a woman, growing up in the world and feeling insecure at times and feeling like not your best really triggers a lot of attempts to control. And I think disordered eating is a really intense attempt to control and to look better and always be thinner and always be prettier and always do that. And so I think being a woman, being a young woman, and being a woman, again, all genders, but for the rest of your life, it always haunts us. It's always everywhere around. So
I
I
mean,
think that's why.
there's like $1 billion industry off of us being insecure, and us being like, well, if you could be thinner, why wouldn't you be? If you could just take drug, if you could just put yourself through that, why wouldn't you? And so it was definitely cool to explore. It's like, why do we feel like we need to do that? And put ourselves through this. It's almost like a punishment.
I'm curious about the wardrobe, Michelle, as well, because your going off the rails sweater is perfect.
I
I know, I
do
love
love
it.
that sweater.
It's so good.
There, I do really like a lot of Penny's wardrobe. I personally that going off the rails and in the Christmas scene, like I'm having a meltdown with the snowman melting. I loved that. And what was funny is that sweater. The whole point of the scene is it lights up, and so but it wasn't working on the day. So our costume designer had to go get Christmas lights and we had to like put them in and figure out another way to like battery operate them. It was intense, but she did it and it was amazing. And I do also want the going off the rails sweatshirt. I don't know where it is right now, but I do want that. I'll
I
ask the
know.
director.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say, I'll see if we can see. Nathan can
Yeah,
hook you up.
I know,
Yeah.
seriously.
Nice.
Working with Brian must have been super hard to keep a straight face, Michelle. What was it like for the two of you working together, Brian Husky?
Oh my God, he's so funny. And he brought so much improv to it. I mean, you figure he would. He's just like an improv legend. And being in the scene with him, it was very difficult to not laugh. Especially, well, the Christmas scene, especially the scene where he has Mary Beth Barone, who plays the model, is in a photo shoot, and almost the majority of his lines were improv, and that was like because we're in the background, me and Shannon, who she plays my best friend, uh, and we're in the background, and so it was really hard to keep a straight face. But I mean, he surprised us every time is the thing. So you have to be like, I'm committing to. I don't want to ruin this take, for him. But he's great. He's such a nice guy, and he was so cool to work with.
Melissa, I looks like Michelle had to gain weight. Did you have to lose weight though at the same time?
Yeah, I did lose a bit of weight and yeah, I did. I tried not to go too or overboard and get too like obsessive about it. But I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do that, especially with the subject matter, and then it's very hard. And then being like, comfortable on camera in your own body, and
But also a loving sister who's like, I need you not to get to that point mentally or physically.
that's
Totally.
true. That's very
Yeah.
true.
And support each other through it and be able to, like know where the lines are of being like, okay, like I'm here for you. You don't have to like I'll support you no matter what you're going through.
Mhm.
That was such a helpful part of this process.
Oh yeah, definitely. If we didn't have each other, I mean, like, yeah, having each other there on set, having each other there to even run lines with, just like be alone with, just cry in a room with, like after an emotional scene, it was very, very helpful.
There are some great scenes, very intense work to this, Melissa, and I love the man eater moments as well. What was it like for you shooting those?
Yeah, it was really intense. It was really intense. There's a lot of blocking involved, but it's really fun to kind of embody that. Um, you know, I worked with like this externalization of shame and rage. So it was really fun to kind of fully commit and go all in and experience that, and not worry about like, kind of being um fully human in a way, So I had a lot of fun with those scenes, but they did get very messy and dirty, and I did have to take a lot of showers, but I had a lot of fun doing it.
You talked a bit about shaking off this character, both of you, after a long day. What was that process for you guys? Did you sit down together and sort of decompress, or were you needing alone time for that, Michelle?
Yeah, I definitely needed alone time. Like, I came back home and I would just sit and not talk and watch Real Housewives and just try to like zone out and not even think about anything. Like my husband, who's a director, he would just have like ice cream ready, and he wouldn't ask any question. He knew, and I was like, just don't even ask me about it. It's hard to explain, and I need to get up and do it again tomorrow, you know? So it was very important to have the downtime and alone time also for me to just sit and stare.
Yeah. And also for me, like when I would get home, I would have to take a shower and get everything out of my hair and get like everything off of me. So it was actually a good like transition period of like kind of like washing away the day.
Sure. Um, Melissa, talk about working with Nathan Hertz as a director. Was he very hands-on for you guys, or did he give you space to sort of find this character yourselves?
Yeah, he definitely gave us space to find the characters ourselves. He was hands-on, like very, he was originally an actor, so he knows a lot about acting and he's very good at talking to actors. So he definitely really was supportive, like a very supportive vibe and really there for us whenever we needed, feedback or help, and just kind of let us explore, which was awesome.
Yeah, and he knew it was like sensitive material, and he relates to the material, so that was helpful. So there was a lot of talk about that beforehand and during, of how triggering it could be.
Michelle, what did you guys learn about yourselves along the way? Is it endurance? Is it sisterhood? A little bit more about leaning on your sister better when you have those moments of self-doubt? Did you learn something or take away something specific as a part of this film?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. Endurance, definitely. It was like, I can do it. I got really close to a girl named Hadley who had to help me pee, had to get me out of my costume to help me. We got real close. Um, and it also reminded me of what I love about indie movies, which is like everybody's there. Everybody is there because they love it and they want to make something great. Everybody's there because they want to be there. And there was really that element and the sisterhood element. Like it's like something that we both would go through together and talk about, and then as we go to festivals and stuff, it's just very fun to like finally have do the fun part of like celebrating and watching, the hard work and watching people come and see it. And we had a screening in Sitges, Spain, and like we had to turn people away. It was crazy and so yeah, we got up and gave our seats so more people could sit. But I was very grateful to everyone who showed up and just grateful for the whole experience, and also a takeaway from the whole movie, which is like, wow, be aware of the way you speak to yourself and the way you are towards yourself and your inner dialogue, because it can be monstrous if you let it.
This is a great outlet for you too, but you also make music. Melissa, have you guys been back in the studio at all recently to release some new tracks in the near future?
Yes, absolutely. We've been back in the studio. We have a few new tracks that are going to be coming out early next year. Earliest probably around February. And we're really, really excited for those. We're excited to,
Yeah, I'm excited
yeah,
for
for
you
you
to
to hear
hear
them.
that.
And so keep an eye out, keep a lookout.
What else is next for you, Michelle? Are the two of you working on some projects together? Do you each have some things coming up as well for on-screen work?
For on-screen work, well, I just did two episodes of High Potential, which is a show that's on ABC, and that was super fun. Yes, so everyone keep watching that if you've started, and that was great. Mostly like together, Melissa and I, especially this month as and after we've gotten back from the festivals, we're doing a lot of music. We released a creepy Christmas EP that because some of the songs are in the movie. So we thought, let's just do like a full EP with a dark version of all these Christmas classics. And it kind of took on its own life. So right now, we just released that. That's really fun. And then we work with Professor C and Laserbeak, and also All Made Up, Ali Futerer, and a lot of exciting things on the music front. We're very like focused on music right now.
Melissa, do you have some upcoming on-screen work as well?
We're actually developing another movie, so we're gonna, see how that goes and hopefully get something this year. Hopefully get some shooting this year. So that's exciting.